So, cloning, something I've not really ever talked about here on the motoringchronicle.com, but it is a big problem. For those that don't know, cloning is basically where criminals will try and basically copy your car in terms of the number plate and then do illicit activities with it. Like, like bank robberies or something maybe a little less dramatic than that. But yeah, it can all come back to hurt you at the end of the day. And there's some advice in this article as well to help avoid this really, really stressful and horrible thing happening to you, because yeah, a lot of innocent people are burdened with this happening all the time. It's not something that's going to go away anytime soon. But of course, here's some advice from HPI to give you some advice on this. So, full article on the motoringchronicle.com. Motorists must guard against unscrupulous car cloning criminals to avoid fines and penalties for offences they've not committed, warns the leading vehicle data and valuation specialist HPI. Criminals used clone registration plates to avoid detection via police automated number plate recognition (ANPR) systems, which have serious financial implications for drivers and passenger safety. As there is no longer a requirement for a task disc to be displayed in the vehicle's windscreen showing the correct registration plate number, it's easier for criminals to disguise a stolen car using false plates already in use on a legally taxed vehicle, ideally for the same make, model and colour of car. For those that don't know, in the UK, and I imagine it's quite similar for most other countries as well, you can go onto the government website and you can find out information about any car if you've got the number plate. It will tell you the make, model, I think the year of production, and also the colour of the car. If you have all of those things, then there's nothing to distinguish that in terms of, speeding fines, in terms of police chases and stuff like that, between that car and the actual car that is taxed. There'd be nothing that you wouldn't be able to tell. Hence the term cloning, because it's, to the naked eye, it looks exactly the same as the car that is basically pretending to be, that is taxed. To buy a registration plate in the UK car owners must have the vehicle's logbook, a driver's license, and proof of address. However, it's possible to purchase show plates on the internet or over the phone without documentation. Once acquired, there's nothing to stop show plates being used on the road, albeit fraudulently. Show plates can be bought easily and legally for around £20, usually with same-day dispatch. Wow. Stacey Ward, a senior data director at HPI, commented, "Cloning disguises the identity of a stolen car which is sold to an unsuspecting victim. However, we also see petty criminals cloning cars to avoid congestion charges and offences such as speeding tickets and parking fines, whilst organised gangs continue to use them to commit more serious crimes. Cloning creates trouble for the owners or registered vehicles of keepers of the cars that have been cloned, but also for car buyers who are innocently purchasing a cloned vehicle. They may lose the car and their own money when it's returned to the registered keeper by the police. A cloned car can also hide other potentially dangerous issues, such as falsified mileage readings or even being previously written off after an accident, which can have serious safety implications for drivers, passengers, and other road users. If you're looking to buy a second-hand car, it's vital to carry out a HPI check beforehand. This will reveal if the car registration plates have been cloned, but it will also identify the car as being previously stolen, written off, or there is money outstanding on it from a previous keeper. The HPI check confirms whether the vehicle registration number, engine number, and vehicle ID number stamped on the car match with records held by the DVLA. HPI is urging used car buyers to take the following simple measures to avoid being caught out by cloning criminals. Always check the history of the car you're looking to buy and make sure you view it at the address shown on the V5C/logbook. Also on top of that as well, just to kind of expand on that a bit, you can also check out the history of the car in terms of MOTs, whether it's failed and what it's failed for and when it's failed. You can also do that online as well, which I would recommend before buying a used car. That's just to see if the car is safe in terms of actually being in good condition rather than anything illegal, but it will help you out, of course. Check the logbook. Stolen and fake documents are being used to accompany cloned vehicles. The HPI check includes unique stolen logbook documents as standard. Check for forged documents. A simple tip is to check the logbook has not been faked and is holding the document up to the light for official DVLA watermarks. You can do the same thing with pound notes as well. If you're looking to check if money's legit, just hold it up to the light and you can see whether Big Ben is there as well. And if he's not, or he looks a bit off, it's probably a forged note. If there's no watermarks, the document is likely to be a forgery. Ensure all the VIN/chassis number on the vehicle match each other, and then conduct a vehicle history check such as the HPI check to ensure they match the DVL records. Beware if the car is being advertised substantially below market value. If you're paying less than 70% of the market price for a vehicle, then be on your guard. No seller will want to lose money on their sale. Visit the HPI website for a free valuation. Cash is not king. If the seller will only accept cash, that is a big red flag. Absolutely, yeah, that's probably the biggest one on the lot, because there's no paper trail, and there's also no defense for you as well. There's no kind of thing to back you up there. If you're just paying cash, it looks a bit dodgy. Ultimately, if you have any doubts, just walk away. You're under no obligation to buy. So there we go, guys. Basically, yeah, some tips to avoid cloning happening to you when you have your car. Another one as well, and I will always say this to people: if you post a picture of your car online, it's not a problem, but don't put the number plate there, because then people might see that and they might think that they can actually clone your car from that. Then they've got information that they wouldn't have already had. So yeah, that's another one as well. Block out the number plate. I always, when I do it with mine, which I very rarely do, but I always block it out with a little pen mark thing on the editor. So yeah, there you go, guys. Have you been affected by cloning when it comes to cars? Let us know in the comments below. I hope not. I want to hear your stories if you want to share them, of course. And for much more news and advice on the world of motoring, keep it tuned here to themotoringchronicle.com. Have a good one, guys.